Hey everyone, it's Dr. Detroit here. The doctor is in, and welcome back to our NASCAR Heat 5 Xfinity Series full season playthrough. Today, it's race 15 of 31, and we are going back to Kentucky to run race number 2 of the Kentucky doubleheader. It's the Visit Myrtle Beach 300. This is being recorded exactly 5.5 minutes after the last race, and if you guys have not seen the last race video, well, we started back in 31st, we won the damn thing, but we won it by like 3/1000ths of a second. That was a crazy finish, and I know that I kind of clipped the microphone a little bit, but I think that's just because my gain was a little bit too high. So I backed it off. I backed it off a little bit so that if we get a similar finish to this, I won't blow your guys' ears out. But yeah, we won at Kentucky to give us win number 7. So let's go into the season standings. Let's take a look at the regular season standings first, as now we have a commanding lead ahead of Brennan Jones, who had a really bad race. And so now he's still in second place. Meanwhile, Austin Cindric moved up, and you can see that the rest of the top dozen or so are still in there. But if you notice, Noah Gregson's name is nowhere to be found in the regular season standings. That's because he had a bad finish, and he was also one of the cautions there that actually helped us get the win. In fact, if you take a look, the only difference between, if you take a look, there is a slight difference here, but you can see that we are solidly in. Austin Cindric came really, really, really close. But he could actually just continue to get those good finishes and still be in. Justin Haley now has the 12th position, but as you can see, Ray Black Jr., Alex LeBay, Noah Gragson, Daniel Hemrick, and Jesse Little are the ones that are on the outside looking in. Sorry, my throat's a little bit dry and a little bit weird from shouting with happiness in that last race. So what we're going to do is that before this race begins, I'm actually going to participate in the practicing session just before qualifying, because I need to work out the tight condition, because as you guys saw, we were super tight at the beginning of the race, and I kind of want to see if there's anything I can do to kind of fix that. So I'm going to do that, go qualify the car, and then we'll see how well we do. So I'll see you guys in the garage area momentarily. 27th is our lap of record here. You can see that we did practice a little bit, and you saw that we are a little slower than what we were in practice, but that's because that the car was getting better the longer we went. I discovered what went wrong that caused our car to be so dang tight through the entire race. It was not the wedge that was the issue, it was the front weight. We had a little too much front weight on the nose, and also I decided to lower the ride height a little bit and see if that's going to help us. But we're going to go for another 100 laps. So let's see what happens tonight, and it looks like we're going to be under pitch black, which is cool. So if you're ready and you look ready, let's do it to it. Brennan Jones once again starts on the pole. The stuff to look forward to, he's having a stellar weekend. Well, I wouldn't say stellar because he had a bad deal at the last race. And Jeffrey Earnhardt changed an engine, so he's got at the very back. Well, can we make it 2 for 2? Well, we'll see what happens. Our beautiful Allied Bank number 46 is ready to go. Here we go. The Visit Myrtle Beach 300 is green, green, green. .22 lap stage as normal. And like I said, I went into practice and I changed the front weight balance a little bit. We had a little too much front weight on the nose, and that's what was causing the car to like push up way too much. So hopefully with that little adjustment of taking a pound out, we should be okay.
All clear.
In fact, we might be able to hold the bottom, and we might be able to hold the track a little bit better for this race, but you never know. So Brennan Jones leads lap 1. There's a car way up there on the high side. I didn't change anything gear ratio wise because the car just, like I said, it wasn't speed wise, it was handling wise that was giving this car a little bit of fits. But we're actually in a better situation than we were in race 1, that's for sure. Let's see if we can get underneath Joe Nemechek here. Yeah, nice and easy through there. There's Joe Graff Jr. We haven't really seen much of him in this series. I think we only saw him a little bit when it came to, like, Talladega or Daytona, which we are going back to Daytona here pretty soon. We now have 20 laps to go in this stage. You know, during the first race, we were struggling tremendously. But now that we have figured out that it's the front weight that was giving us problems, the car feels a lot better right now. The car is not pushing like a dump truck. And we're actually starting to pick off a few cars too, which is good news. Look at this little cluster truck of stuff up here. Tell you what, this possibly could be Brandon Jones' redemption, possibly, but who knows? We'll have to see as the race goes on. I know that Noah Gragson needs a huge race. He's going to need a huge win or something, or even a good finish to offset that finish that he had. But now you can see that we're keeping up with these guys, which is really good news. We're actually keeping up with them. And I also played around a little bit with the air pressures and the wedge, and just kind of shuffled them one more time, and it seems to be working. Now, I only did like a short run because I wanted to get this race in, but hopefully that short run gives us a little indication of what's going on with the car. And who knows, maybe we might take this car to Kansas? You never know. We're probably not going to take it to Atlanta. Or, not Atlanta, Texas. We're probably not going to take it to Texas. I really don't know. I'll have to make a decision once we get there. But we might take the same car. It'll just be wrapped in a different paint scheme. As now I see Jeffrey Earnhardt coming up there. That engine must be giving him something good, because look at him. He just came right up to the high side, but Daniel Hemrick said, you're not going to get past us.
Still there.
But now, here comes Jeffrey Earnhardt. He's going to split us and put us back in the 21st position again. So now the field begins to spread out with 16 laps to go. One thing to keep in mind about the fact of Kentucky is that this track is pretty wide enough for, 3 and 4 wide racing. But obviously, as you can see, newer tires are not going to be the key here for the most part. And if we get a caution like we did in the second stage, we're not going to do that same strategy. If anything, we are possibly going to, well, if it happens again, then we may just come for fuel, because we know that the older tires we can work with. So now we're going to try and get underneath Josh Bilicki, who blew the engine spectacularly in the last race. Can't quite get to him, but now he's going to the high side. We'll snake our way to the bottom, and we will pass him for 20th.
Got a car high now.
But he's going to have a little bit more momentum on the high side, because he is taking the theoretic faster line around, but he's going to be at a disadvantage right here, because we're taking the shorter distance.
All clear.
So, if the geometry works out, he will now go in behind us. We'll slip up the track a little bit to keep him behind. And now we're in the top 20, which is good news.
Now. All right, you're clear.
Now, I'm not too worried about Brandon Jones being up there, because he needed some sort of redemption. If he wins it, if he wins this race, it's okay. We still got a huge gap on him, and I'm not too concerned about him right now. I'm really not too concerned, especially since every time we've had a bad race, he's had a bad race, and if we have a good race, he has a good one. So we're really just playing leapfrog. We make the move on David Starr for 19th.
Car on the outside now. All right, you're clear.
Nice and easy through the corners, and we're keeping up with everybody. We're keeping up, which is good. Here comes David Starr again, but I don't think he's going to have any issues. I am rolling out of the gas again, because, this car is still a little tight, but it's manageable right now. Plus, we're still on new tires, which are starting to wear pretty well.
All right,
So,
halfway this
in
lap.
fact, let's see what the tire temps look like. Well, not too bad. We're actually, look at that. The tires are actually kind of cool. So the tires themselves are not getting heated up too much, because we're not pushing them too hard. So they're just wearing out naturally, which is exactly what we needed. Right now we have a nice
All
green
right,
flag
good to
run
go.
with
Keep it
10 laps to go.
9:24.
So once again, no stage points for us possibly in the first stage, but then we get to the second stage, this car will start to really come to life, and we'll see what happens from there. Now to keep this also in mind, Kansas Speedway is also the same size as Kentucky, so this would be the perfect car to take there, if at all possible. But right now, Brandon Jones has got a huge lead on everybody again. I kind of see a little pattern with these 1.5 mile tracks. They're just, almost the same, because right now we are almost a half a lap behind Brennan Jones. And I'm not as frustrated as I was in the first race, because now that we figured out the tight condition, or at least part of the tight condition, we can just be nice and easy through these first couple laps. No need to worry about anything. We'll let the race come to us and just save our stuff. Now you might be thinking to yourself, oh, that's lazy. You're way in the back because you're saving your stuff. Well, you don't win the race on lap 1, and you don't win the race on lap 15 or 25 or 30 or whatever. I mean, if it's a short race like that, then sure, but this is a 100 lap race. You need to save your stuff for the very end. But also, fight your way up. It's a chess match. These longer races are basically a chess match. And you have some people that can pull the strategy off beautifully, some people who can't. And then you have some that let it play into their hands, as we're now starting to catch up to Chad Fincham in the MBM number 13. That is a car that's owned by Carl Long. That and the 66. But I haven't seen the 66 in this season. I don't think they added it in there, but he also has the Toyota, looks like Knoxville, Tennessee, on the side there. 6 laps to go in this stage. We'll see if we can get around Chad Fincham here, and then we can go after Jesse Little. There we go. We'll have the better line around the bottom. And yes, everybody, this is the same car we ran with and won. We just had to do some body work and things like that. Now, the reasoning for the double headers was actually because of the fact of COVID. In fact, in the 2020 season, many tracks had to basically make double headers in order to suffice both the Xfinity trucks and even the Cup Series schedules to a point. And so this is the second doubleheader, which I think will be the last doubleheader that we end up doing, because... No, excuse me. We do have Daytona coming up, but I wouldn't really call that a doubleheader, because we're not doing it back to back to back. It's going to be Daytona, then a race in the middle, and then Daytona again. So really, there's not too many opportunities to get some double points within the same weekend, as we now have 4 laps to go. And from the looks of it, we're going to be finishing 17th, which is better than what we were. It's definitely better than what we were earlier, or what we were in the first race. So nothing too fancy here. Just nice and easy, and get around here, and just let the race come to you. Because look at how spread out the field is. Brennan Jones has now hit lap traffic. That's one of the things about Kentucky, is that it actually brings out a lot of long green flag runs, which is actually, it plays into our hands a little bit, but also we need a yellow flag to kind of bunch everybody back up and get another chance. I think had we not got a yellow flag, or had we not had that late race caution at the end there with 4 to go, I don't think we would have been in victory lane whatsoever. I love the light effect on the hood there. Do you see that? It's kind of shiny, isn't it? 2 to go this time in stage number 1. So it looks like we'll have to settle for something here behind Brandon Brown. Now, Brandon Jones is going to take the white flag here, and as mentioned in the first race, this is kind of like the last 1.5 laps. Uh-oh, somebody's got a problem. Oh no, it's Noah Gregson! Did Gregson blow the motor again? Oh man, so Gregson's season turns from bad to worse. Well, that just means an extra position for us. No stage points here, but we'll finish in the top 15, which is good news. So now, there goes Brandon Jones. He wins stage 1. Now watch. As soon as the 10th place car rolls past the start-finish line, we will end the session. So we'll end the stage. So here we go. Okay, looks like that could be 9th. Here we go. Here comes a big pack. There we go. So 15th, not too bad, but damn, poor Noah Gregson. I think we can consider his thing done, as we see Mike Harmon is pitting as well. All right, no need to worry about a pit stop here. Our tires still look pretty good. Let's go ahead and advance it and see how much we can do. Okay, what's going on here? Do not pit. Huh, that's a first. So, I'm wondering if the game is trying to figure out where exactly we all are. Well, there we go. Okay, 15th. Alright, time for stage number 2. Let's see if we can get some stage points.
You're coming to the green.
Here we go.
Ready.
And we are back underway here at Kentucky.
All clear.
This is also a shorter stage, 19 laps. We're going to make a move on Justin Allgaier right here to the bottom. And it's okay to do that. That yellow line at the bottom is not out of bounds, as we see Jeffrey Earnhardt moved himself all the way up into the 12th position. Good for him. But yeah, that yellow line down there, that is not out of bounds. We can pass people below that yellow line. It's only at Daytona and Talladega where it could be a penalty. But we're about to crack the top 10 here, which is going to be good news.
Still there.
So put us up into the 10th position. We now have 18 to go this stage. It's good to see Ryan Sieg up here battling for a spot as well. Now I'm a little cautious wanting to go up towards that higher side, because I feel like the low side is just really good for this car. Like, we got the low side taken care of. We're now in the middle, and it's okay. So in the middle, we push up a little bit, but not too bad.
Still there.
So we're in a similar situation than like we were. Let's go to the very top here and see what the car feels like. Might as well figure out these mistakes. Whoa! Everybody just kind of parked the bus, but look at that. We can actually hold the high side to a point. But I don't know if I want to stay up there, for too long. Like, I don't want to be up there where Michael Annett is. But look at us. The car did push up, but we certainly didn't go into the wall. So yeah, I think we figured out something that could help us for Kansas. Now we're in this little cluster truck of things. There's Austin Cindric ahead of us, along with Ross Chastain, who had a huge issue in the last race. We just can't get around them. We just cannot pass them.
Inside.
Here comes Ryan Sieg past us again, possibly. Nope.
Room. You're clear.
Just didn't have it.
Yellow flag.
Oh, Michael Annett is pitting? What happened? I don't see anything wrong with him, but that's strange. Alright, so we'll just rack him up. Rack him up and try it again.
All right.
Pace car on pit road.
Almost ready.
Field's in the hands of Brandon Jones, and the green flag is back out.
Outside.
See if we can make some leapfrog stuff happen here with 13 to go in stage number 2. At this point, I do think we will get some stage points. It just depends on how many we do get. I'm starting to feel the rear end kind of kicking out a little bit. How's that right rear doing? Ooh, it's starting to show some wear. I can't believe I'm saying this, but we may have to tighten the car up a little bit, because I have a feeling that that's going to cause us a little bit of a problem. Now we hit Harrison Burton a little bit there. car pushes up the track a little bit. Here comes Harrison Burton underneath his teammate Brennan Jones, possibly. That could be a battle for the lead. Let's see what we can do here as we make our way into turn 1 and 2 again. Brennan Jones still continues to hold on, but he better look out because there's two Chevrolets here in the form of Ross Chastain as well as also us. But we got stuck up there on the high side. See if we can try and get down towards the bottom. Brennan Jones goes to the high side. Harrison Burton right there in second. Ross Chastain nearly parked the bus right there. Here's Chase Briscoe again. Going around here with just 11 laps to go in stage number 2. Look at us go to the high side. And now we just make a little bump there with Ross Chastain. Car decided to go a little weird. Chastain goes for a spin. That's going to be a yellow.
Yellow flag.
And that'll bring everybody to pit road. And, oh, boy. Well, you know what? We're going to go ahead and take the risk. We're going to go ahead and come in. I'm going to tighten the car up just a little. But then there's also a couple other cars that are not going to pit. Let's see. How many more cars do we have on the lead lap? 30. Okay, you know what we're going to do? We're going to stay out. We're going to stay out and take the lead. So here we go. Brennan Jones will be the first to pit road, but this will put us off sequence with everybody. So here we go. Green flag is out. We were met with a similar situation there because all these cars did not come to pit road. At least the top 9. And remember how we almost took 2 tires, or that we took 2 tires in that last race? We've learned our lesson well. As you can see, we now have a good gap ahead of everybody. Because like I said, those older tires are going to really help us here as we push a little bit in the corner. But now it'll be interesting to see who actually, if the new tire crowd can put itself up there and pass them. But it doesn't look like they're going to. So I can see that we're chasing, or that Brian Brown is chasing us, because now there's a problem back there. There's a lot of movers and shakers right there. As Chase Briscoe now moves into the 3rd position. Oh man, he's been coming up fast. He's going to try and make short work, and you can see that there are so many cars that are just, moving around and everything. 6 laps to go. And you know what too? I just realized that we came to pit road very early. But now, here's the big deal. You guys are saying, yeah, another short-term gain, long-term loss. But, here's the deal. We're going to have more fuel in our car. So we will come in, the rest of the cars that did not stop under this caution will come in with us. So, theoretically, we're not going to be as far back as you may think, and then we can have stage free to let the car come to us. Which will then put us in a much better spot, and then we can see if we can gun for another win. But right now, we could get ourselves a stage win, but I'm also seeing Chase Briscoe getting bigger and bigger in the rearview mirror. Like, he is catching us big time. But again, we do have the softer tires. We do have the different tires, but now he's gonna catch right back up to us. This is gonna be a repeat of what happened in the last race. Let's see, 4 laps to go this time. He's right there, but let's see if we can hold him off with the older tires. Ooh, tried to make an IndyCar line work, but that wasn't going to work. In fact, he had to back off because of what was going on. Had to feather the gas there a little bit, so he's stuck behind us. But I don't think he can find any way to pass us. We now have 3 to go this time by. Always going to try to get on the bottom, but not quite, because he's not that good getting into the corner. Ooh, we kind of bumped it a little bit. We're kind of parking the bus here in front of him as he's going to try and make an IndyCar move work. Wow! Did you see that? He nearly wrecked us. Oh, a little hit there from Ross Chastain is going to give us a little bump up the track. Here comes Chase Briscoe to the bottom. So it looks like Chase Briscoe on those fresher tires is going to get around us again. We now have 2 to go this time by. And I mean, this is only for the stage win too, but we're racing each other as if it's the last lap of the actual race. I kind of got a little loose there. That was not going to happen. But you know what? The bleeding is definitely. Oh my God! So it looks like Chase Briscoe will end up winning this stage, as we are just still trying to hang on, because I guess these tires didn't really work out too well. Here's the white flag for stage number 2, but at least we'll get some stage points. We'll at least get some stage points so we can hang our hat on. Because even though we didn't get the stage win here, it's okay, because you know what? We've already won a lot of these different stages, but the only stage that matters is the final stage. So here we go, coming out of turn 3 and 4, or going into turn 3 and 4, Chase Briscoe will take home the win in stage number 2, and it looks like we are going to get second in this. So give us some juicy stage points.
That'll get the job done, driver.
So the strategy once again didn't really play out, but it played out a lot better than what happened. So yeah, now here comes everybody to pit road. Now this puts us in better shape. I'm gonna go ahead and tighten the car just a hair, just a little bit, just something to kind of beef it up a little bit. So yeah, we're back here in 21st now. Here we go for the final stage. Let's see if we can work our way back to the front.
Almost ready.
And green flag is out.
Car outside. All clear.
It's a 53 lap stage, so it's going to be a long one. And now all the field, at least the ones that need to come to pit road, are all on fresher tires. So the ones that, you know, I mean, everybody had to come to pit road.
Still there.
So now let's see if we can just try to carve our way through and not, you know, get too screwed up.
Stay on the bottom here.
I see Noah Gregson's back here with us.
All right, clear outside.
So once again, just like in the last race, we just want the race to come to us. Now I did tighten the car just a little bit. That's to help the rear wheels, because I saw that in the last race, especially when we were really tight in the nose, we kind of had to back it off a little bit. As now Noah Gregson shoves his nose in front, and he's gonna take away the 16th position, but he also gets held up there by Cesar Baccarella in that number 90 machine. I'll tell you, Chase Briscoe is, you know, poised to win after what happened last time, because we sent it into the corner, and I still can't get over that drag race that we had. That was so much fun, and I hope that video is getting a lot of views as we speak.
Stay low, stay low. You got room. You're clear. Car there on the inside.
Meanwhile, we're up here in the 15th position. Here comes Jesse Little to the bottom.
All right, halfway this lap.
So now we're at the official halfway point of this race.
Still there.
There he goes to the inside. This is where our car has little problems, because again, you know, we need the tires to wear down a little bit. .49 laps to go. And we should start to see this car start to come in a little bit, as here comes Michael Annette to the bottom. Now put us in the 16th position.
Got one inside.
Yeah, we're starting to lose positions here, because those tires need to wear out a lot faster.
Still there.
But now we're up here in the middle, trying to keep Red and Brown behind us, but that ain't gonna work.
Inside. Clear low. Inside. Clear low, bud.
We'll see if they catch up to some lap traffic or anything, but right now I'm just letting the car come to us. You can see that we're slowly catching these guys again. In fact, that right rear is still kind of wearing a little bit, but that's okay. That's okay. We're gonna be just fine, because taking the middle groove here. Can't really get the car to, you know, get any faster, as now we get taken to the wall by Ryan Sieg.
Car outside. All clear.
I see Justin Allgaier getting bigger in my rearview mirror. And Brennan Jones is now back in the race lead, too. We got 46 laps to go, which matches our car number. Justin Allgaier trying to make a move below us, can't get it done.
Outside.
Ooh, here comes Ryan Sieg with a huge run to the outside. Can't get it done, I don't think.
Still there. Clear all around.
But we're getting a little better here. We're getting a lot better.
Inside.
Oh, he's gonna take us way down to the inside and try and move us out of the way.
Still there.
So put us back to 18th. There's going to come a point here where, you know, these cars are going to start to have an issue. And right now,
Hold your line. Got
we're
one
just
outside.
kind of like right here in the middle of it all. So now we're going to make another move around Ryan Sieg, but he might have the better advantage, but we have... Well, he does have a little bit of an advantage because he's a little quicker than us. The car just does not have the same oomph that it did back in Stage 2. Wow. Are you kidding me on that one? So put us back into the 19th position because of that. I mean, right now, the car is struggling. But again, you know, it's because we needed some stuff here. Plus, we're near the back. And it's 43 laps to go, so we need to start really making some moves. We need to start, you know, getting up there, but right now, the car just does not want to do anything. I'm starting to wonder if it's because we put a little too much wedge in it. Right now, I'm starting to see that we're slowly closing the gap here on them as Brennan Jones continues to lead. If we can get a caution, that would be great too. But right now, the car just kind of feels a little sick. And it's not pretty running back here in the 19th position.
Towers called
Oh.
caution.
Well, I called for a caution. That happened. What happened? Did somebody get spun out? What happened? It doesn't say. Huh. But every time I've said caution, it's happened. Alright, here we go. So somebody came to pit road. Not sure who it was. But let's see what happens now.
Be ready here.
The restart.
Alright, dig driver. Inside. Clear low, bud.
Yeah, there had to be a little bit of give and take right there, but again, once again, the car started pushing upwards, and we just could not get the bottom because Allgaier was right there. They just need to leave the space sometimes. Leave the space. But we can use this to our advantage because now we're up in the 16th position. Just need to try and get going here because we now have 37 laps to go. Because each of those cautions reduces the number of laps that we have to play with.
Clear high, bud.
Going
Got
3
one
wide right
inside.
there.
All clear.
See if we can follow
Got a
Justin
car line
Allgaier
out.
through,
All right,
or
you're
at
clear.
least stay here within the draft. There we go. Nice and easy through there. And the car is starting to push. The
Hold
car
your
is
line.
really starting to
Got
push.
one inside. All right, you're clear.
The tires seem okay. Also, it looks like we have plenty of fuel
Outside,
for if a green
outside.
light checker happens,
All right, you're clear.
which is very good news, but put us into the 13th position. We're making some good leapfrog efforts here, which is good news.
Still there. Stay on the bottom. Careful, still there.
Oops, almost into Allgaier. Kind of trying to concentrate too, as now I see that
All
Noah
clear.
Gregson is the new race leader. So he had that issue earlier, and it didn't really cost him too much. 34 laps to go now.
High lane's clear.
And now we're stuck up here on the middle side, which is going to be a pain in the butt. Because the car just does not like to work in the middle
there.
groove there, as now
That one
Justin
down low now.
Allgaier comes past us
Clear low,
again.
bud.
See if we can
All
make
clear.
short work of him. I get a little contact there with Ryan Sieg. And now this
All
car is
clear.
really starting to push.
Inside. All right, you're clear.
We got 33 laps to go as Gregson now is just hauling buns. I told you that he needed to win in order to lock himself into the playoffs, but also he needed something because he had fallen out of the top dozen. Two laps to go, and now we're looking here at Jeffrey Earnhardt, who is up there in the top 10. But I think that top 10 is about to be short-lived. Now I kind of feel like the car is starting to come to me, because now the car it feels like a rocket ship just now got underneath it, because now the car is handling a lot better. So there we go. Oh, we're gonna push into Jeffrey Earnhardt a little bit. Oops, contact again. We're right there, just
Stay low, stay
on the
low.
outside of the top 10 looking in. There we go. So now we made short work of him. Let's see if we can get past
Still there.
Anthony Alfredo.
Outside, outside.
Ooh, oh boy. We almost took out 2 cars right there.
Hold your line, got one outside.
But now,
All right, you're
we're up
clear.
here in the top 10. Let's see if we can get this run to continue forward, and then we can try and chase down Noah Gregson. He's way up ahead, too. I don't know if he's going to run into any lap traffic, because we got 30 laps to go. We're going to get up here behind Justin Haley. There we go. Nice and easy. Down to the bottom.
Stay
We
low,
must
stay
go.
low. You're all clear up top.
Ooh, we got a little bit tight up there. Now I gotta come down here towards the bottom and hold him off with 29 laps to go. Front end is pushing just a little bit, but we're now up into the 8th position. So we might walk away here with a good top 10, but if we get another yellow flag, that could put us into the race lead. But I can tell you right now, the car just doesn't have that same bit of oomph that we had earlier. Now, Texas is definitely a lot more, is definitely a lot different than Kentucky. So I don't know if we're going to bring the same car, or if we're going to bring a different car. Like, we could bring a brand new race car to the racetrack, but who knows? Heck, we might save this for Kansas. And Kansas has got a little bit more banking than this place does. So maybe the high banks are going to be a little bit better for this car. Because I know we still have some other like some other low bank tracks as we get another caution. Well, this might put us in a good spot. And we should have enough fuel to at least get us to one green light checker if need be. So we're going to restart 8th. Here we go, the restart.
Almost ready.
And there we go.
Looking inside now.
24 laps to go in this race. Let's see if we can make some magic happen as we now head down below Riley Herbst. See if we can't make something happen. Brennan Jones is now the new race leader again.
Still there.
There we go. Alright, now here comes Austin Cindric. Cindric was denied the win last time we were here, but look at this. We're now up here mixing it up with the race leaders, which is awesome. My God, you have like a red and white, and then a green and white, a bright yellow, a red, and then you got a purple, pink, and white car coming up here. Now we're gonna move ourselves up to the 3rd position, but then we drop back. Desperate. We now have dropped back a bit, and here comes Chase Briscoe. Chase Briscoe is now starting to annoy me because he's been right there in this entire hunt. But now that we're up here with the leaders, oh, I'm sorry, Noah Gregson, kind of pushed up the track a little bit.
Still there.
But we're now in the 5th position. Possibly could take 4th. Not quite. 22 laps to go. This is a little cluster truck of action. Nice and easy through here. Nice and easy.
Hold your line.
But we just can't hold the middle. We're back to 6 again. We just can't hold it up there, so we're going to have to just send it in here, kind of like what we did in the 2nd race, and hope it sticks. And it did kind of stick a little bit, so put us up into the 4th position. Coming to the line with Brennan Jones still leading. We have about 21 laps to go. So now let's give chase and see if we can catch up to Brennan Jones. Austin Cindric stays on the high side. Don't think we can catch him through there.
Car outside. Hold your line.
I definitely do not have a car that gets off the corners very well, but going in, I seem to have the advantage.
Careful, still there.
Slight advantage,
You got room.
anyway.
You're clear.
But we can't stay side by side like this because we have to chase down Brennan Jones if at all possible. We have 20 to go this time by. And now we have cleared Chase Briscoe and Austin Cindric to a point. Oh, this feels like the last lap again. Except we were the leaders. Brennan Jones goes high. We're going to take that middle groove and try and see if we can catch up to him. He's got a 1.3 second advantage on us. Let's see if we can't keep this up and try to get past him at some point. And we just got to chase him down. He's staying up there on the high side. We're going to hang here on the bottom. You can see that we actually gained about 2/10 on him. In fact, I think we may have found a new line to work with. We're probably just going to diamond the corners a bit because that seemed to be a lot better catching him. Okay, at that point we got a little too tight right there, but in turn 1 and 2 we definitely have a little something for him up there.
Keep it up. That was your best lap ever.
32.51, pretty decent for him. Actually, pretty decent for us. But now let's see if we can do anything to catch Brennan Jones. He's slowly opening the gap a little bit, but I think we can still catch him. Because right now we are a little bit better now. And I see there's one car to pit road. I believe that is Josh Williams. Man, there's a lot of cars that are out of the race. Probably with some mechanical failure or engine failure, so tough break for Josh Williams if that be the case. We haven't really lost ground to Brennan Jones too much. It's been bouncing back and forth. between 1.1 seconds and 1.4 seconds. I see that Chase Briscoe is starting to get bigger in our rearview mirror, but we're not going to let him go by. If we get a yellow flag again, it'll pretty much change everything. But right now there is nothing that we have to worry too much about at this point. We still got at least a second, and lap traffic is gonna possibly play a factor. So I don't know if we're gonna hit lap traffic before the end of this race. So I think we're just gonna have to continue our new line and try to catch him as fast as we can. But we're also bringing Chase Briscoe with us with 15 laps to go. See, look at that. Turn 1 and 2. We are making the biggest gains that we can on Brandon Jones, but coming into this portion of the track, he just gets those precious tenths back. Let's see what we can do here in turn 3 and 4. I'm now just rolling it into the corner a little bit better. And you can see right there, we've now come within a second of Brennan Jones. 14 laps to go. This new line that I seem to have found is actually helping us tremendously. And now we bring it down to 0.8 of a second. Chase Briscoe's getting a little smaller in our rearview mirror. Just making sure that we hit our marks nice and easy through here. I see the lap traffic up ahead, and I don't know if that's going to cause us any issues. We're now just within 0.7 of a second of Brennan Jones as we now hit 13 laps to go. So there's still plenty of time for us to possibly eke out win number 8 and go into Texas and the other races with some great momentum. Because it would also mean 3 wins in a row. It would mean 3 straight wins in a row, which is not too uncommon in these divisions. It's down to just half a second as we are now slowly reeling them in, because we tried out this line. Ooh, kind of went up the track a little bit. We weren't able to hug the bottom so much, so that'll give a little advantage to Brendan Jones. Now let's see if we can do this again in turn 3 and 4, bringing it way down. You heard how long I was off the throttle. Come back around the start-finish line. The advantage is now 0.4 of a second as we hit 11 laps to go. 11 laps to go now, and we are just now closing the gap a tenth of a lap. I mean, we're right there. We just have to try and pass them. I am seeing some lap traffic up ahead, so that is possibly going to play a huge factor, but we'll see. It's now just a 2-man race. Look at us close the gap. It's now down to 0.1 of a second. Now 0.2. We now get inside 10 laps of racing to go. I'll tell you one thing, Kentucky is definitely a great place for some really good finishes here. Ooh, we kind of hit the bottom there a little bit, so that kind of gave Brandon Jones a little advantage. So we better not hit that bottom again. But we're right there. We are absolutely right there. And there is a lap car up ahead that could potentially give us some problems. Now we're right within the draft of Brandon Jones. 9 to go this time by. Brandon Jones goes high. We're gonna dive down low. We picked up the gas in a very good position right there, but nothing doing just yet. Oh man, those lap cars are going to possibly give us a problem. But here we go. Diving in underneath Brennan Jones, we have a little bit of a better run and put us into the race lead here at Kentucky for the Visit Myrtle Beach 300 with 8 laps to go. Oh, Brennan Jones is probably not going to be happy about that. Now, what is he going to do to respond? Here he comes to the high side because we did touch the apron a little bit, and that also screwed us over. So now he goes back to the race lead. But look at the lap traffic coming up ahead. This lap traffic is going to play a huge issue with us. Let's see what happens. Oh, look at that! He's gonna get caught up behind Joe Graff Jr.
Stay low, stay
and we
low.
will take the race lead away. 7 to go this time. So the lap traffic is going to give us a little bit of a help here. In fact, they should be, you know, getting out of the way, but these AI don't seem to understand how racing works.
Careful, still
So now
there.
Brandon Jones is caught up behind that one car. So now all we gotta do is just be really smart here. Now this is where we don't necessarily need a yellow flag. We don't need
Still
one.
there. All clear.
6 laps to go this time. This could be the first time in the series history that we could, you know, win a doubleheader. I can see that right rear tire is starting to show a lot of wear, but if it can hold out, then we'll be okay. I can see that Brennan Jones is still about 0.6 of a second behind us, but I've also noticed too that he's gotten around the lapped cars, but we will be catching more lapped cars here in a second. As Matt Mills will now go to the bottom and he will give us the top.
5 to go, 5 to go.
5 to go this time by.
All clear.
Kentucky has put on some really great finishes and some really great races. I mean, it took a setup change for us to really figure out what was going on with the car itself. Now, right there, I just felt the rear end kick out way too much, so we can't have this thing spinning out. So I may have to keep it somewhere up near the high side.
you're clear.
But Brandon Jones is making short work of a lot of these lap cars. 4 laps to go this time. He's about 0.5 of a second behind us right now, but we still have a nice little lead, but he is going to close the gap a little bit because we didn't get off the corner very well, and there he goes to the high side. But that high side is not going to do much for him because we were able to gain a couple of tenths, because I think he may have brushed the wall. It's hard to tell in the rearview mirror. 3 laps to go this time. So right now we're just being nice and careful through here, nice and easy. Ooh, that's weird. Almost got a second advantage here on Brennan Jones. All we gotta do is just get around these other cars, and we have about 8 turns left. 8 turns left, which is basically 2 laps to go. So here we go. We're about to put Joe Nemechek a lap down, unfortunately. 2 laps to go this time. But I'll tell you one thing. I told you that this car comes to life here towards the end. I think we will definitely take this car to Kansas and possibly to Texas. Just wear it out, and then who knows? Maybe we might take it to Phoenix. I don't know if Phoenix is going to work. But here we go. We're going to be coming out of the final corner. White flag is out, presented by Ally Bank.
White flag, next time by.
And I'll tell you, this has been a fun race. In the last race, we had a drag race finish, but here our car was absolutely great. It was able to do just fine with that setup adjustment. And once we got into the race lead, there was no turning back. Here we go, coming out of turn 3 and 4. As long as we don't hit the wall, we'll be fine. Win number 8 for us as we win the Visit Myrtle Beach 300 and we sweep the weekend here at Kentucky.
That's a win. Nice job.
Yeah, boy. All right, where have you guys seen this before? Let's strike a match and burn it down. All right. So, double the wins, double the fun. That was cool. That was really, really cool. There we go. Whew! Man, what a crazy race. What a really cool race. And I think again we're gonna end up getting the most made up positions award or something. Let's see, what happened here to Chad Fincham and Jesse Little? Okay, nothing Oh, something... Yikes! What happened there? I guess something happened there with Chad Fincham. I don't even know. But we made some foolish errors, and unfortunately we didn't get to win second place. Or I mean, we didn't get to win the second stage. But it's okay. We did just fine. And let's see if we could find the move of the race where we were able to take over the race lead away from Brennan Jones. It was right here, with just a few laps to go. He chose the high side, I ran the bottom, and there's the pass for first place. And then, well, here's the official pass when he got caught up behind Joe Graff Jr. So we took home the win in impressive fashion, not dominating, but look at that. The stage winners, all 1, 2, 3. So who are the ones that fell out of the race? Ooh, Tommy Joe Martins and Harrison Burton were the ones that sadly failed to finish the race. Yikes! That's what happened there to Noah Gragson. Let's take a look at the point standings. Oh yeah, we got a really good lead on Brennan Jones right now. And Noah Gragson still lingers back there, but now we have 8 victories to our name, which isn't going to matter much when we get to the actual playoffs, because, I mean, it will, because we'll have the bonus points, but still, that was fun. What a fun time here at Kentucky Speedway. Alright, so the fastest lap went to Brennan Jones. No surprise there. He also led the most laps, and I'm sure we got the most made up positions award, right? Yep. And who got the tough break award? Was it, who was it? Harrison Burton. Ouch, I didn't even catch that. Huh, well, that's how that goes. Alright, so our next race is going to be at Texas Motor Speedway for the My Bariatric Solutions 300. That should be a fun race, so if you guys want to see that, make sure you leave a like and a comment. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time we head to Texas Motor Speedway. Until then, take care.